Hello and thank you for joining me on my colouring quest. So today I want to colour another page in here. So last month I did get that one done and I started this one, but this is not the page I'm going to be working on today. I will do that myself. It's already started. I feel like I want to show you something from the start. And I want to colour, where is it gone? I did not tab it. I should have tabbed it. This page here. And I wanted to colour this in February because it's got like the love hearts on the horns and stuff. So I thought it would have been good for like Valentine's. But as I was a bit too stressed and like couldn't think and stuff, so yeah, that did not happen. So I'm rolling the Valentine's theme over onto March for myself, and yeah, I want to colour this and it is going to be so pink. Like, if you don't like pink, just leave now. I am just saying that now because I have picked out my brightest acrylic paint for this background. Like, all of this background is going to be bright pink. It is going to be sparkly. It is just pink. I will basically show you right now. I have chosen this Arteza acrylic paint. That is going to be my block base colour. And then over here on top of that pink, I have this. It's like a shimmery, it's got like that iridescent, that's the word, thank you for having it on the bottle, iridescent pink here that will go over the bright pink. I'll just do like a thin layer of that to give it the iridescent shimmer. And then I have the Deco Art Glamour Dust in Celebration Pink, which will then go over that to make it all sparkle. So it's going to sparkle, shine, be pink and fancy. And then I have no idea how I'm going to colour her, whether I'm doing her all in pinks as well, or if I'm going more traditional colouring. I haven't decided yet, I just want that pink background. So that is what I'm going to do tonight, and I will worry about the rest after. And I do realise I was speaking a bit fast then. So I will get my page set up with my washi tape and my protector sheet, and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm ready. I have a damp flat paintbrush because I find these easier for backgrounds, and yeah, like, look at how bright that is. That is a pink, obviously, and that is the iridescent pink, which I have definitely put too much in my palette, so I may have to paint something else pink. If not, I think I can scrape it back into the tube. I think the lid comes off of those ones. So, how is everybody doing? Now this is, I think this is quite transparent, so it's going to take a few layers. I will probably show you this first layer and then like go off and do the other layers myself, because she will just be watching pink be spread over and over again. But it does say on, I think it says transparent, or does it not? It just says neon pink. Yeah. Does it say anything on the back? Nope. Normally they tell you, like on paint tubes, how, whether it's transparent or opaque or whatnot, but obviously Arteza didn't think of that. Or if they have, maybe it's what this is, like the square with the, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, as you can see, so bright. But it's not very often I use bright colours like this. But in a book like this, I feel like you can do anything, which is what I love about these books. like her style, and then like the freedom to do whatever you want. So this is just going to be thin layers because I do have a lot of building up to do. So you don't want to go in thickly because then you'll get texture all over the paper that isn't good for a colouring book. Like if you were like on a canvas, you could add like blobs of paint however you like, but I find flat thin layers work better for colouring books. Oh, and just ignore this nail, it's not painted because I caught my finger and it chipped the colour, so I took it off and I haven't redone it yet. So yeah, I hate it when it's like that though. Just one nail, like, and I only did them the other day. When was it? Wednesday I think I did, so I've had it 3 days. Why am I doing this side first? I need to do the other side as I'll put my hand in this and then I'll have a pink hand. Let me just spread this out and then I'll go to the other side. Wow, this is so bright. It's so bright, so bright. Like highlighter pink, this is. I mean, it did say neon, it wasn't lying. So how is everybody? Like today is it the 1st of March? Yeah, gosh, 1st of March. Like, I think this is the fastest year I've ever lived. I know February is always fast anyway because less days, but it just flew away. Right, I'm just gonna get my brush a bit damp again. Just makes it easier for spreading the paint. I have a feeling I'm going to end up doing her quite pink as well. Maybe like a dark pink hair and then like white clothes and normal skin colour. So not the whole thing pink, but thinking about it, I think white clothes would look good against what's going on in the background. We will see. I could change my mind, but because her clothes look quite lacy, I think the white would look good for it anyway. Because when I see the colouring pages with lacy stuff, I either go white or black. I don't know why, I don't think of any other colours when I see lace. I know you can get whatever, but mostly always white, cream, like, or softer blues and stuff, aren't they? Oh my god, this is going to blind me. After I've done this first layer, I'm going to look at how it looks on the camera, because I wonder if it's coming up as bright as I'm seeing it. Obviously, after I put the iridescent pink on top, it's not going to be this bright, but I couldn't just go down with the iridescent pink because that is transparent as well, I believe. And yeah, I've never used this Arteza pink, I don't think so. Yeah, I've had these paints for a few years now, and yeah, there are certain colours that I'll use, and then certain ones that I don't think I've like bet. I think I opened them to do swatching, and that was about it. Although I have no idea where the swatches went. I remember swatching them, but they're not with my other swatches, so who knows. I've like redecorated my room since then, so it is quite possible they do not exist anymore. Because I probably looked at it and was like, what was that for? Oh, I'll redo that or whatever. Because to start with, I was swatching on normal like copy paper. It's thin and it's nothing like your colouring book paper, so the colours look different. Now I always swatch on the Nina cardstock, because if I do a PDF, that's what I print on, and I think it's closer to the quality of a lot of the books that I like. Obviously it's not exactly the same, but it's closer than using printer paper, so that's why I use that now. Like I said, I'm planning, I think, to do her hair dark pink, so it doesn't matter if it gets this pink over parts of the hair. I'm never that careful anyway, but definitely at least 2 layers of this. Oh dear, that's what I mean, I just completely lost my train of thought and went all over that. There is definitely pink on the next page, because I don't think I put this washi tape right to the edge enough. But that page is going to be painted as well. I already know that. So a little bit of pink isn't going to hurt anything. Right, almost done with the first layer. It's just the time waiting for it to dry as well though. Good thing it's acrylic paint. It's the one thing that puts me off using oil paint, because oil paint takes a lot longer to dry apparently. Like, I've never tried it because I read that and I've heard that a lot, and I'm like, I have patience but not that patient. When it comes to colouring or drawing, there are certain steps that I like to get done quickly and others that I like to take my time, and yeah, what I would use oil paint for is something that I would normally want to do quickly, like backgrounds like this. If you're doing more detailed work, then you could work on a section, and while that section's drying you could work on another section. But because this is just one like background, I think acrylic paint is probably more suited anyway. So I'm going to first of all look. Oh, everything's fallen over. Oh wow, yeah, it is bright on the camera as well, but it does look a bit brighter in person, if I'm honest with you. Like, if that's even imaginable. Just go look at your bright pink highlighter pen, and that is what I am seeing. So I will come back once I have done the second layer. Okay, well, even 2 coats did not even start to budge the line art under here, so I'm thinking of just letting it show through. I will see how the iridescent pink goes over it, but yeah, I'm not bothered if it still shows through. It goes with the picture anyway. But yeah, I was hoping it would have got rid of it a bit more than that. So let's go in with the iridescent. See how, oh, that might, if I do 2 coats of, oh no, as it thins out you can see it through it again. This is definitely more of a reddy pink, I think, this iridescent. Let me just... How was that even looking? Can you... I don't know. It's going to have the sparkle on the top anyway. So, do you actually need to watch this, me painting this layer? It's literally just going to be me painting a layer or two of this over the top. So yeah, I'm just going to do it off of camera because it's just painting it, isn't it? I don't want to bore you. Okay, well, I failed to read this bottle as being iridescent red. It's called iridescent red blue. Why did I think it was pink? Because when it shimmers, it's the blue iridescence in it made it look like pink. So now I'm very red. But as you can see down here where the light is hitting it, it is very shiny. It is still wet. But yeah, I'm going to leave it here for now, for tonight, to dry overnight. Because I don't want to add the sparkle layer to the background until I have actually coloured her. Because I can colour over the acrylic paint, like doing the hair strands, but I don't think I would be able to colour over this because of the glitter in it. So I'm going to do that probably last. So tomorrow I will get on to colouring her. It'll only be a few seconds for you, so see you in a mo. Hello, I am back again, and yes. Yeah, this is definitely red. definitely red. Like, now that it's dry, and it does look a bit patchy in places, but I'm not bothered about that. It does have a nice iridescence to it, so that part of the paint worked. It was just my fault for some reason thinking it was pink. Like, I still can't believe it myself. Like, I look at it and I'm seeing red. So what was going on in my brain to even think that it was pink? I don't really know. But yeah, I'm still going with pinks for like other things. Like her eyes, I want to be pink. Like, not red, pink. But firstly, I am going to be colouring in her skin. So I have the Castle Art pencils, the soft series, and I have Bengal Rose number 084. That is going to be used for like any sort of cheek and like a bit on her nose and stuff, maybe in the lips as well. Lavender is what I will start with. That is number 36, well, 036, and that will be my shadows. That is what I will use to start with. Then I have some cinnamon 012, which will be like some of like going over the lavender a bit. You'll see that. Then I have the flesh colour 019, which will be my main skin tone colour. And then for any darker shadow areas I want to deepen up, I have burnt umber 068. So yes, I mean the little designs that are already in the background, I'm thinking of getting my Posca pen on those to make them white, but I still haven't decided yet. What is that? I don't know. So yes, I'm just going to get on with colouring the skin. Oh, my pencil is stuck. So I haven't really got a plan for colouring her, really. Like, there's some sketchy lines on there and I can't figure out like what they're supposed to be. Maybe it was just when she was sketching the illustration, it was to show the direction she wanted her face to be going, and the sketch lines are still there. I'm not sure. So I like to add shadows. This is just gently using this purple, lavender. I like to add shadows, whatchamacallit, near the hairline, like where the hair is, because that would always create some sort of shadow on the face, I think. I was about to say I don't know what colour I'm doing her hair, but surely it's going to be pink. Since I messed up with doing everything else red in the background, I should stick to my pink for this. I need to now draw in the nose. So what I do is I sort of loop, like I'd draw a little smiley face from each nostril, if that makes sense. And then there would sort of be a little bit on the top, like that. I don't know if you're even seeing that, sorry. And then at the end of the nostril, I like to sort of loop, carry on the loop that's already started. And then I tend to take the eyebrow, yes, that is what they're called. It's late, forgive me. So I sort of like to loop it so it would, but lightly, because I don't want, so it would connect if I was doing it connected, which I'm not. And then the same with this side as well. So that would sort of be my nose area, and then I would add in my shadows however I am planning to do shadows, which in this case I'm not really sure where my light source is coming from. I'm not really thinking about that in this picture. Sometimes my light source is my focus, and sometimes I just want a colour, and whatever happens, happens. And this is a fun one for me, so this is a whatever happens, happens. And well, the backgrounds has already happened, so my, like, when I wouldn't say mess up, because I still quite like it, but when it doesn't go to plan to start with, I'm just like, yeah, whatever, I'll just have fun. Whereas if it was going to plan, I would probably be more concerned about like the perfection detail for me. But that's gone out the window, as I said. So now I want to add in the lips sort of area. So I sort of take the corners of the mouth, which are here, and then in this case she's sort of smiling a lot, but she's got like a little line sketch down here, which to me indicates probably the edge of the lips, and we all know that Camilla de Errico likes the big juicy lips on her characters. So yeah, and these lips will never look right to me until I have sort of fully coloured them. So I take the little smiley face sort of line that I drew for the from nostril to nostril, and then a little bit further down I do a similar one there to indicate the top part of the lips, and then I just sort of make it connect. But this is sort of like, I can't explain it, it's just something I do. Like, it curves into the edge, but like I said, they never look right to me until I finish them. And then I'll add a bit of shadow in there, like, I believe it'll be shadowed down here. Like I said, you won't see the purple once I've gone on top with my skin colours. It is just something I find very necessary to make the shadows not look like they jump from light to dark too fast. You don't have to use purple, you can use, it's like basically human skin tones. Some people have like yellow undertones, some people have red undertones, some people have purple, some people like have yellow, orange. Like, different people have different undertones that make up their skin colour. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but ever since I started using like most of the time I use purple, sometimes blue or green, but if I use purple for my shadows, I find that I can transition from the light to dark easier. But I do want to say, light layers. if you go too dark with the purple, you are not covering that purple up. So yeah, that is pretty much it for my purple. Oh, no it's not. I am classing that inside of this heart is, you can see her skin. I also want to make it so these gloves are a little bit see-through. Do I want to make it hard for myself or do I not? Nope, I'm going to do them pink and white. Right, like pale pink, the same as her collar probably. We'll get there, but that is definitely visible skin to me. So next up, I am just going to put a little bit of this Bengal Rose 084 into her cheeks now, because I want to. This is normally the process I take anyway. I put a bit around the eye area, a bit on top of the nose, because I like it when if this sort of style has like the little warm areas where it's pink, like she's blushing. Bit on her ear, because why not? Again, I'm not doing this, I'm doing this lightly again, and like after I've done all the other colours, I will then, if need be, add in a little bit more pink if necessary. It might not be necessary, it might be very necessary. I never really know until I get there. So now I'm gonna take the Cinnamon 012 and start going over the purple. You'll notice that the purple is sort of changing the tone of the cinnamon to make it look less harsh, like it actually belongs there. Does that make sense? Explaining things is not my strength, I will say. Again, I'm still using this lightly, relatively lightly anyway. I mean, I didn't have to use this cinnamon, I could have just gone straight into the flesh tone, but I like to, I thought it would look nice with a bit of the cinnamon in it. Funny story today is I went in Hobbycraft because I had a voucher to use before the end of the month, so I went in there and I was with my niece. She's 4, take that in mind, she's only 4. So I was in there and she goes, "What do you need?" And I was like, "I don't really need anything, but I'll get something. I'll find something that I like, you know, because you know, you never really need anything, do you? You just want it all." So I went and I got a couple of things that I had in mind, and then she was carrying the basket for me because she says I can do that, as kids do. So I was like, okay. And then she goes, "What else do you need?" And I was like, "I don't really need anything else." And then I was like, "Okay, let's go down here, we'll have a look." And like she's like coming around the whole shop with me, and then I put something else in my basket, and then she goes, "What else do you need?" And I was like, "That's enough now." And she goes, "No, one more thing." I think I put about 3 more things in my basket after that, just because she kept saying, no, you need one more thing. She is not good for the wallet. Like, I would have been out of there in 10 minutes, but I think I was in there about 20 minutes, probably 25 minutes. I'm lucky we only have like a small hobby craft. It's not the huge ones you can find in some places. I mean, it's a fairly decent size. You've got a good range of stuff in there, but whew, I'm lucky that a couple of things that I wanted weren't even in stock, because I already had too much in my basket. But yeah. And then on the way home, as I was waiting for the bus, went in a charity shop because had like 20 minutes to get rid of, and I got them here actually. I saw these washi tapes and they were stuck down with this bow tape. I'm not sure. Oh, I'm not sure like what the brand or anything is, or if it has a brand, but I was like, washi tape, I just use it normally down the middle of my page anyway, so it doesn't really matter what it looks like. And these butterflies are nice, I like the packaging, so I was like, yeah, I'll get it. It's like charity shop prices, you know, you can't really go wrong with it. And then I got it home and I took the tape off like that, and they're so pretty. Like, now I'm just like, well, I don't want to use it down the middle of my pages anymore. But I think that these little rolls here would be quite useful as like little borders on certain pages, like just around the edges. But yeah, this one's even got a girl on it. So I don't know what the brand is though. I would have thought like something as pretty as this would have had a brand on it. But like, and I don't know, this is a sticker over what looks to be a different barcode that they've added themselves, so maybe, but I don't know. Maybe it's just something that doesn't have a brand. Oh, I did want to show you this actually, because I haven't tried it yet. It's what I got in Hobbycraft, and I normally use the gilding flakes, but this is gilding wax, and I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. No glue needed or anything, and you've got it in rich gold and silver, and it just says works well on most surfaces including wood, paper and clay. So I took paper as in colouring book, maybe that will do. And yeah, it just says apply with a brush, and so I'm not gonna test it in here. Like, I'll test it on like a one-sided page because I'm not sure how it dries. But yeah, this is, I don't know if you look at how shiny that is, and it's just like a waxy paste sort of consistency. And then I did take this one off of the cardboard, but like I said, the instructions are on the card, not the pot. So, and then the silver, that isn't quite as shiny. I never think silver looks as shiny as gold, but yeah, once it's on a page it might be different. But yeah, I thought they would be good to try, and I had my voucher, so I got those for practically nothing anyway. I just paid for the rest of the basket. But yeah, my wallet hurts, but I'm happy. So now I am going to, I think I'm going to go in with the flesh first and then see where I want my darker shadows. So I'm just going to start going over it, still with a gentle touch, just trying to sort of smush everything together. Sorry about the little side what I bought today, but like, nobody else understands the excitement around me about new supplies and stuff, so I've got to share it somewhere, right? Share the excitement. Because I always love it when like other people introduce me to products that are out there, like, because if you don't know to look for it, how are you supposed to know it's even there? But then at the same time I'm like, oh, that looks good, and then I'm like, bye bye money. But if you've got money, you've got to spend it somewhere, right? Ooh. Maybe make it. I finally watched Wicked Part 1. Oh my gosh, it didn't let me down. I was glued. I just bought it like on Amazon to watch at home because yeah, I'm not. Is it still at cinemas? I don't know. I haven't been to a cinema in so long. It costs so much and it's not exactly close to where I live. It's in the same place that I live, but it's like on the other side of where I live, and I'm just like, I don't drive, so it's quite a trek just to watch a movie. So having the at home to watch sort of option is very helpful. But yeah, oh, and I love Defying Gravity, the song, like, so much. So yeah, I was glad that was in part 1, and that didn't disappoint either. Like, love it. And like the scene as well, like all the special effects and all that, oh, they made it look so good. So yeah, now I've got to wait for a part 2. I'm not sure if I've looked up when that comes out yet. I'm always the last person to know anyway, so yeah. I really do find things out very late. I'm hopeless. Because again, if I don't know it's happening, how am I supposed to look it up? How am I supposed to know something that I haven't seen or heard anything from? Like, do people just randomly look things up and one day it's there for them to see? Like, they've manifested it and now it's happening? Because yeah, I'm the last person to know anything, and yeah, probably just because as well I don't really follow like entertainment news and stuff. Like, if I hear about it or read it, it's randomly, so that's probably the main reason. But I'm okay with that, to be honest. It's like there's too much to read through and then you don't know what to believe, because let's face it, the media's going to put a spin on anything, because yeah, I never trust anything I read, to be honest, unless I'm hearing it direct from the person or people that it is about. I'm not going to trust it 100%. I might think, oh, that's interesting, and then like see if it's actually true. But yeah, there's just some people that will spin everything in the wrong direction. And I don't need that negativity. I've never understood that negativity. Like, why? Why would you want to do that to somebody else? How do they sleep? Like, people that make up stuff about people. Like, where's the guilt? Like, that they're ruining this person, and I honestly don't get it. Well, I went a bit too dark there. Oh well. Yeah, well, too late. I can go over it anyway. I'm going to go over this again with the flesh colour, so that will probably disintegrate a bit. Need a bit of shadow in these nose bits. Yes, like I said, don't really believe anything I read unless it's from the person. And even when it's about like two people, you're like, well, there's two sides to the same story and they're not matching up, so I just won't get involved. How's about that? Half the time it's never anybody's business anyway, and it's like when I see things sometimes it's like breaking news, such and such did such and such, and I'm like, how is that breaking news? That's what some people do every day. Yeah, the people that do it every day are the ones that judge it and say, oh, they shouldn't be doing that and this and oh yeah. Yeah. I'm just gonna let people live their lives. As long as they're not hurting people, then no problem with me. Because it's their life. They chose to do that. I think that's enough brown or burnt umber, was it? Yeah, burnt umber. So now I'm going to get that flesh again. 019, and this time I'm pressing down a little bit harder on these darker areas just to smush them out so it blends nicely. This is pretty much my final layer for the skin, except for the bits that I want a bit more pink on, because there are a bit more that I want pink on, and the bits that I want slightly lighter I am still going over a bit more gently, because I'll get the white in there and finish that off. But those darker shadow parts I am pressing down a bit more heavy-handedly. I don't know why I put that shadow there, to be honest. Like, it's a bit much. But it's there now, so like, why is it that side and not that side when that's the side where I'm having the shadows? Oh, I was too busy ranting about oh dear. It is what it is. Another movie that I also watched was Heretic. That's a good movie as well. Like, I haven't been disappointed with the movies I've chosen to watch recently. It is good. I can't really explain what I liked about it though, which is weird. I just liked it. It's like one of those sort of how do I explain it? It's a bit more dark. I also watched Nosferatu, which that was good as well. Like I said, not watched any that I've been disappointed in recently. Quite honestly, I have been in a movie watching mood this past month. Alright, so now I'm going to add a bit more of the pink in, which was the Bengal Rose. Number 084, and make her cheeks a bit more pink, because she's going to be the pink girly. So we need nice pretty pink, and then I'm going to go over it with white. I know you're probably thinking, well, why use such a bright pink if you're going over it with white anyway? Answer is, I don't know. Sometimes I think, oh, this will be a nice pink, and then it hasn't really matched up as well as I would have hoped. But with the white over it, I think it will look okay. I don't know if I put any in this upper eye area. I know I did over here. Right, where's the white? I think my white is the polychromo. If I can even find it. Ah yes, I remember. Because I'm also colouring a different picture with the Castle Art pencils. I have them set aside and my white polychromo is with that. So now I'm just going in, smushing it together. I've left those areas around the eyes because I feel like they're the bits that would be the whites of the eyes. So, and this is making it look much more like how I wanted it. So white is doing its job perfectly. Can it do the same with this pink area? Yes, it can. Good, good. Has anybody else watched any good movies recently that they can recommend? I don't know if I've got any else that I've seen, like, trailers for. I'm sure there's plenty of films out there, but again, if I haven't seen them, how am I supposed to know to look for them? And I know in movies you can just look up like recent releases, but I don't know. Then you have to look through like a million trailers. But sometimes I don't like watching trailers because nowadays they show like the whole movie plot in one little minute-long video. Sometimes they're even longer, and I'm like, well, you've just shown me the whole movie. Why do I need to watch it now? That's why when I watch like TV series, like if it's like an Asian TV drama, like Korean, Thai, whatever, sometimes at the end of those they'll say like next episode, and I'm like, okay, bye. Because if I see what's happening in the next episode and it's something I don't like, then I'm not watching that series anymore. So I tend to tune out before I get to see that, because I still want to watch it. I will say though, I often only get to like episode, say there's 14 episodes in it, I get to like episode 12 and then I'm like, I don't want to see the ending, because then I can make up my own ending, because quite often I get disappointed in the endings. Unless I see, because sometimes they advertise that there's going to be like a season 2 before like season 1's even ended. And then I'm like, oh, I'll watch it all because it's going to carry on. But yeah, there are a lot, and I mean a lot, that I have watched but not completed. Alright, I think her skin's done. I like it. Did I do that bit? Yeah. Just making sure I didn't miss an ear. I think that's just hair in there. It can be hair. How's she looking on here? Yes, I like it. So I am going to leave it there, I think, for now, because it's getting late. And I have work tomorrow, unfortunately. Well, I like work, but doesn't everybody wish they could just colour all the time? But yeah, when I come back, these might be already having the white over them, because I don't think you need to see me do that, because it's just going to be white Posca just going over what's in the background, all the little horns and diamond shapes. So until a few seconds for you, but probably 3 or 4 days for me, because it will be at the weekend. Yeah, I'm not going to say bye, because yeah, 2 seconds, I'll be back. So now that I'm back again, I am going to be colouring her hair next. I realise that the mouth and eyes are still to do on the face, but I want to see what colour the hair turns out first to fully sort of go in with the colours I think will go with her hair, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to zoom in a bit now. Hopefully that will be okay at that sort of zoomed in-ness. So obviously I have mentioned that her hair is going to be pink, because I still, like, I've said it like 100 times by now, but I still can't believe that I didn't read red in that paint colour. Like, how? Right, so I want to start off with the shadows in the hair, and I do realise that I am holding a purple here. This is Purple Lake Deep number 038, but I don't think black would be a good idea for these shadows. A brown would probably be a better idea, but I'm thinking purple. So we will see how this goes. So I'm going to start with the areas that have already had shadowed, like the darker lines added in by Camilla. Oh my gosh, have you seen the pre-order for her new book, Catitude? Like, obviously I'm getting it. There's one picture that I've seen on the quick flip where there's like a sofa and it's a double page, but I love it. Like, just that, you only see it like briefly, but I was like, oh my gosh, that is so cute. So yeah, I haven't pre-ordered it though because it's available for pre-order on her website, but shipping costs more than the book because of, like, if you're like in like the US or Canada, I'm guessing shipping would be more reasonable for you, but I cannot justify the price of shipping from her website. I think I've ordered stuff from her from the Etsy shop and the shipping wasn't as bad. But yeah, the shipping on her website, I was like, oh my gosh, because I added that pre-order book and I thought while I was there, oh, I may as well pick up a couple of other bits, and then I went through to the checkout and I was like, bearing in mind that my cost for the items came to, I think it was something like £53, that's British pounds, and when you add the shipping on, that price tripled, like literally in the, and I was like, what? How is this justified? Like, I understand shipping's gonna cost money, and I do not mind paying money to get these great things shipped to me, but how did they come up with that price? Like, I don't get it. I really don't. So yeah, I was like, what? I'm still shocked at that price. Like, because I expected it to be, I don't know, about £30, but it was like 100. And I was like, how's it coming? Spaceship? Like, I'm sure they make these charges for a reason, but yeah, I think I'll wait. Which is kind of sad because the pre-order version has like, what was it, like something with it, because you're pre-ordering, there's like, yeah, so I was like, yeah, that's still, I still can't justify the price, sorry. Which is also sad because you know that their website, the money's going more directly to the artist than if you buy it on Amazon or in a shop, because obviously they have to pay to sell. They have to pay like Amazon and stuff. But yeah, I need to win the lottery if I'm gonna do that. I really hope that it tones down the purple when I add the pink. I just want the pink to look darker, well, deeper, after I go over it, sort of thing. So here's hoping, because normally if I'm doing blonde hair I'll use brown and sometimes purple, because purple and yellow work great together, but I can't remember. I think I normally with pink hair just use a darker pink, but I want to try and get a bit more depth without using black. If this goes wrong, I will live with it. You know, the rest of the page has already gone a bit doolally, so I'll be fine. Right, this one's called Purple Light, and I know it's misleading because when you colour with it, it is actually a pink. In my eyes, I will show you. It's this one here. Let me just make sure this is focusing. Purple Light here. So definitely a pink. So hoping I'm not going to press down too hard until I know what it looks like. Ooh, that is actually a pretty colour. It is, because this, maybe it's because it's Purple Light and it's going over purple, it's given that purple pink vibe, which is fine by me, because as I said, I wanted it deeper, richer, and I think I've picked the right combinations. I really should test these like before I go in and do it on my colouring page, but that's so much work, and I colour for fun, and I don't know about you, but sometimes it's nice to go wrong, because then you sort of figure out ways to work with what's gone wrong, if that makes sense. And then a lot of the times I find that if I go wrong and I fix it, it means more to me. And sometimes you accidentally find new ways of colouring, which I like. And I am not going all the way into the lightest areas with this colour, because I am going to use, what is it, Bengal Rose, that I used on her skin. I think that's what I used on the skin. I put the colours that I used to one side, but it has been like it's been a full week since I've done anything on this page. I was thinking I did this on Sunday, but I think it was Thursday the last time I coloured on this. And it's Thursday again. Yes, that would be right, because I had my niece at the weekend. Well, both of my nieces were here all weekend. One came for sleepover and the other just came for visiting. So yeah. And I think I mentioned in the previous part, before in this video, that I watched Wicked Part 1. And guess what? I watched it again because when my niece came for her sleepover, she was like, oh, can I watch it? And she is at an age where it's like perfectly acceptable. She's 12, and like she likes Ariana Grande as well, so it makes sense. And as I had already watched it, I knew it was okay for her to be watching it. I just find it funny, every time there's like a hint of romance, she just goes bleh. She's definitely at the age where she does not care, which is great. I think everybody goes through that phase, don't they, where they think romance is a bit gross. We'll see how longs. Oh my, how long it lasts. Because I remember when she was a little kid and she'd come out of school and she'd be like, such and such is my boyfriend, and I was like, your boyfriend? And then she'd just go, yeah, he's a boy and he's my friend. And I was like, ah, because at that age they don't realise it's anything different. They just hear boyfriend and think, oh, he's a boy, so he's my boyfriend. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just sort of going with it. But it is going to be bright, which is what I wanted. I did want bright and bold and vivid, with a subtle hint of pink. Some of the lines are a little bit hard to figure out whether that would be shadow or highlight. So okay, add a little bit of this. I feel like some parts need a bit more now that I look at it. That bit can just be dark. I need to sharpen. I'll tell you what, I've been enjoying these pencils. Like, I always say that when it's been a while since I've used one, a brand of pencil, and then you use it again. Really, really nice. Because I do admit I get stuck in my ways. Like, if I've got a certain type of pencil out, it takes forever for me to put them away and get a different type, because I have so much fun with it, and then I forget how much fun the rest of them are. And I don't have that many types of pencils, but it still takes me a while to come back to other ones. Yeah, because I will probably put a bit of this purple light in her lips, but I probably won't use the actual purple, because I don't want her lips to be exactly the same colour as her hair, but I want them to sort of go together. And then her clothing is going to be that sort of white, but with the hint of I'm probably going to use the lavender colour to put a hint of colour in it. Either that or a pink, but technically it will be classed as white. And then her horns, probably just going to go pink. Her eyes are what I'm like, what sort of pink do I want, or do I want something different? Oh, I knew I sharpened that too much. This is a pretty colour. I've always liked like purples, so, and this has made a purple that's very pleasing to my eyes. But it's also a purple that I can never wear. You know, you have those colours where you love the look of them, but you wear them and you look like a complete, like in this case, a grape. I don't know. It's like to do with like skin tones and that, isn't it? Most of the time I just wear what I want, but there are exceptions. Like, I have to like what I'm wearing. I like wearing green, but not bright green. I also like the muted colours, like the muted khaki colours and soft pinks and blues. For the first time in ages, I recently bought some clothes for when I go on holiday. So that was nice, because I forgot how nice it is to like try something new on. Like it's not been living in your wardrobe for 3 million years. Because I don't buy clothes very often. Personally, I prefer to buy pyjamas, but at the same time I've got enough of them. It's like the comfier the clothes, the better. Right, we'll just put a bit more in over here because that space looks awfully white compared to the rest of them. Right, so now I have the Bengal Rose. So let's see how this goes. And I don't know why I keep starting with this bit right here. Oh, this is nice and bright. I like it. But at the same time it's softening it a bit, which is also nice. And I'm going to leave a bit white in certain areas. I will go over with the white pencil in these areas just to smoothen it out a bit after. But also I think I'm going to go over the hair strands with the white Posca because I can't colour over these. I thought I would be able to, but it's not showing up at all. I think it's because of the iridescent paint is shiny and really smooth. So I think I'm going to have to white Posca the hairlines, and if I think that looks too much of a contrast, I can go over the white Posca with the pink. I hear you saying right now, well, why don't you just use a pink Posca? And I'm like, what if I don't like the pink Posca? Then I'd have to go over it with white Posca, and then that's a lot of Posca. And sometimes when you go over Posca with Posca, it reactivates the Posca underneath it, and then it's just a mess. And although this has already messed up, I do not want to risk it too far. There's only so much work I would want to do on it if it gets messed up too much, if you know what I mean. That is pretty though. I do like that colour. It does look more purple than pink overall, but it's a colour I'm willing to have. it looked a bit strange again. Yeah, so I'm definitely thinking pink eyes now because the hair hasn't gone too pink. I do like this nevertheless. And at least now I know for future that using this purple with the pink makes a beautiful colour, but don't use it if I want a solid pink outcome, because you can still see the purple shining through. But the purple I think goes nicely with the red in the background. Yes, the red. I will keep telling myself that. Like, I will never let myself forget how I read it as pink when it clearly says red. And even now I still have it on my desk and I look at it and I'm like, why was I thinking it was pink? It makes absolutely zero sense. Was I like picking my colours half asleep? Because I still don't think that that would yeah, make me think it was pink. Goodness. It's like my brain was tricking me. But like I said, luckily this page sort of fits red and pink because of the hearts. Yeah, this didn't sharpen on one side. I think that normally means that the lead of the pencil isn't quite centered when that happens. So, okay, it seems to have evened out a bit more now that I've sharpened it again, so I don't know. But with this colour I am pressing down with a bit more pressure than the other colours that I've used, because I'm trying to smush them where necessary. I was hoping to get this finished tonight, but I always forget how long hair takes to colour. Even if it is the more anime style hair and you don't do every single strand, it still takes time because this is a big area. You know what this colour just reminded me of? The hair I'd done on the dragon page, the one that I have as my Instagram profile picture. I never know if I should, how often to change the profile picture, and I'm like, I'll just leave it. I think I've only ever changed it like 3 or 4 times since I've had it. Yeah, I normally change it when I come across a page that I'm really happy with that would fit in that, because you only get a small space, don't you, that you can fit the picture in. And there's no way I'm using a picture of myself, like that's got nothing to do with the channel. The channel? The Instagram. My gosh. I'm like, my brain and words today are not good. I think it's saying that I need sleep. But I sleep enough. I like sleep. People that do not like sleep. How do you survive? And then the people that want sleep but can't sleep. How do you survive? I would be so grumpy if I didn't sleep. Like, completely honest. I think that's the only time I really get actually grumpy. Oh no, hunger and tiredness. Like, they're my weakness. Right, I'm going in with the white, but the white is the Faber-Castell Polychromo. Because, as if you've watched any video, I use up blacks and whites like they are nothing. And so I just buy the open stock black and white polychromos, and because they're my favourite anyway that I've tried. So I just stick with those because you can easily buy them. I just get them in my local Hobbycraft. I have ordered online before, but that was before I knew that Hobbycraft did them, because I never knew. For quite a while actually, I never knew that they sold them. And for a while they didn't have any. Because, I don't know, maybe it was because of, like, I don't know, people were just going mad buying them, and they don't get in shipments of the open stock very often. Yeah, definitely need the white Posca. So yeah, very glad that I know that they sell them now. They're not cheap, but if you're a Hobbycraft member, you at least the money you spend gets put towards like money off vouchers. So that's good. But Hobbycraft just sent an email, I think it was earlier today, saying that, like, spend £40 and get so much off, online exclusive offer. And I was like, I don't need anything, but you're giving me money off. I am so tempted just to go on there. It's like taking all my willpower not to head over to the Hobbycraft website. Well, I have the app, so I have the Hobbycraft app, so I don't have to do much to get there. You think online there's a bigger selection of stuff than in store, at least from the store that I have near me. Yes, like I said, I've been in there recently. I don't need anything. But then you tell yourself, well, it brings you happiness. You don't drink alcohol. You don't go out partying. You don't buy coffees every day because you don't drink coffee. Treat yourself to art supplies. That's what my brain says. Other people have things they spend money on, and I have things I spend my money on. Works out the same, but I get to use mine longer. I know far too many people that spend their money on, like, alcohol, and I'm like, that's their choice. I leave them to their choices. I would rather spend money on something that I can have. Don't get me wrong, I spend money on food, and, like, nice food that I can cook with. Like, I don't eat out very often. I don't know if I've already said before, but I'm a picky eater, so cooking for myself, I can add what I want, what I like, leave out what I don't like. and stuff like that. So yeah. I like this colour. It's definitely more purple than pink than what I was going for, but nevertheless, I love it. So what I will do first is I'll go away and do the Posca lines. Although I don't know if I need to. I might colour the rest of the page first and then see if it needs it. Because I'm thinking it doesn't look that bad now that I've gone over it all. Like the black lines in the background don't look that bad. I will see what it looks like after I have finished the rest of her, and I still want to go over these background elements with my white Posca as well, because yeah, I don't like it like this. So hopefully that'll look better. But for now I'm going to leave this here for the moment. I might be back in an hour, but it might be a couple of days. So yes. Okay, oh, just a moment. So, there we go. I'd left both of my lights on and it would cause multiple shadows that nobody needs. So I'm going to go in and do her lips now. Hopefully I have the alizarin crimson number 087, and I'm doing it lightly to start with, just in those more shadowed areas. This is where I have to be careful because lips are difficult. I always, well, most of the time I like how my lips turn out on Camilla's pages, but it doesn't mean that I can't mess it up. I'm just going to I can't even describe what I'm doing because I need to focus and I don't know how to say it even if I could. More of a heart-shaped upper lip. If you does that explain how I think it would? I'm going to press a little bit harder right in these corners to deepen that up. I'm also going to lightly put this in the back of her mouth. I will use a red. I think that would be a good base colour to have in there. Alright, so far I like it, but now I need my other pink, which I need to sharpen. Oh, that might have been too much. Like, really? I'm just going to... Yeah, definitely too much. Like, because these are soft pencils as well, it doesn't take much to break it if you do it too sharp. I mean, I can break the hardest of leads, to be honest. Sometimes I press down a little bit too hard. And it's mostly when, like, you just get carried away because you're having fun colouring. So most of the time it's okay. Oh, I like these lips. I do. And now, just a teeny tiny bit of black in those corners, because I do like to do that. Bit under there, and then inside the mouth, I'm going to do it black lightly, and then I'll go in with the red for the tongue. Yeah, that looks okay. I'm actually surprised at how quickly that got to a point where I was okay with the lips, because normally it's a bit of a struggle. Not like a humongous struggle, but more than that, if you know. But no, I'm perfectly happy with those. And just give it a minute. I'm using the white now, just to, and then I will add the Posca, because this makes it a smooth finish, and then I like to add a little bit of a brighter highlight back in certain places. Like the teeth, they're just going to have white on before I go in with that red, because then I won't smudge any red into it. So as for the red, what should I use? I've got Vermilion, number 023. So I'm just going to go in with that lightly for a moment, and then just a little bit more pressure just to get it in there. At least having a little bit of red in there will match with the background. So I put a little bit in the lips. Why do I mess with something that I already like? Makes no sense, right? Of course it makes no sense. Having the tint of red with the pink might be nice. I like it. Just add these dots of Posca in. Oh, that one was too much, that last one. I know, so professional using my finger, but you know, it's easy. So that's her lips done, well, her mouth. So now we're still good for the eyes, aren't we, at this? So now the eyes, I actually think I want to use the same pink. What is it called? The Alizarin Crimson. And yes, I'm going to go over the shadows lightly, because they will get the black put back in there as well. But just lightly over the eyes. It's so pretty. And that's one thing I do love about this style of illustration. You can do the eyes so easily with any colour. Like, you don't have to think traditional eye colours, because the style, if you've ever watched an anime, like, just look at their eye colours. They're so pretty. I mean, sometimes obviously you do get the traditional brown, blue, green, but they also might not be the traditional shades of those colours. Like, I've seen yellow eyes, pink eyes, blue eyes, but like more of like a tealy blue and stuff, like all sorts. Like I think there's probably been every colour of the rainbow put into manga characters' eyes at some point. Anime, sorry. Manga is when it's like the book. But would you class, is manga only when it's black and white, or can manga still have colour in it? I don't know if they're called something different. I should know this. I feel like I've looked it up before and my brain is just not telling me, because that definitely seems like a question that I would ask. But yeah, anime is the video form, animated as Japanese animation. Right, I need the other pink. It always look weird before you add the black and the white. Everything just looks weird before you add the black and the white. I want a bit of pink in these light reflex. So black. I'm just going to colour the whole thing in black and I'll add my own light. Although the people seem really weird. I feel like I should have done them pinkier. It's too late now. Get those eyelashes, because although you look at it and you think, oh, they're already black, they're actually just a dark grey. It's like with grayscale, you always colour over the grayscale. I love it, so bold. Yeah, I can't tell what's eyelash and eyeball in here. I like it. Now just to add my light back in, I will just, again, on those bits, use the white to smooth it out a bit before I add the white Posca. See how bright that makes it? Like, seriously. I never know how much to add and I always overdo it, but am I really overdoing it if I like the result? I feel like I may have added too much or not enough. That'll do. I like it. How's it look up here? Ah, yeah, they're fine. So now I need to do her clothes. Sorry about just leaning over there. I need to push my book up a bit further and yes, it was in the way. Oh, actually, first of all, something simpler. The horns, because I like the pink combination that I've just been using, so why not use it again, hey? So get your alizarin crimson back and sharpen it. And again, I think I've sharpened it too much. So lightly, lightly, lightly. Yep, that did. Just go over all of those darker areas, including the hearts, because they will be the darkest part anyway. But again, I am going to Posca probably the whole page at this rate, but I won't put you through the misery of watching that, because it will take a while and nobody really needs to see me do that. So yeah, but these horns are going to be simple. And then again, the Bengal Rose 084, if I hadn't mentioned that already. I don't know if I mentioned what colour this was. But I am just going to smush everything together. Yeah, I definitely feel like I need to get rid of the black lines on these horns. I think it would be best that way if I'm doing the background ones with white as well. But we will see. It will be a step-by-step process for me with that Posca pen. Like, do the absolute the absolute necessities, and then be like, do I need that to be done as well, so that can now go with it? Or is that okay not having that? And I think I'm actually going to colour those hearts in black, because thinking about it now, I don't want to do the Posca on the hair strands, do I? And I feel like if I did it on the horns, I'm going to end up wanting to do it on the hair as well. So I'm going to get rid of that idea, because else I will really end up ruining. I'll just put these hearts in black. I might just go over that black line and actually make it blacker, because why not? Or we can do this with the Posca pen and add a light in there, so it looks a bit better. Oh. I know, I like that. Yeah, this one's a little bit more weird. Like, I don't want those ones there because they were in the shadow, and now I've just smudged it into the black. What is wrong with me today? There we go. Yeah, I like that with the little white dots on. So now it's the clothes, which, as I said, are going to be white but have the lilac, I think will be the, no, lavender, sorry. Right, sorry about that, had a bit of my drink. Lavender number 036. So this is basically going in anything shadowed lightly. You do not want to press down very hard, but a lot of pigment comes out of this, whether I want it to or not, apparently. Right, and now this has stripes on, so I've decided right this second that one of the stripes is going to be this lavender colour anyway, but like more white. That don't make sense really, but you know. So it's my shadow colour. So that part would be the darker part if you had two different sorts of white on the same outfit. I'm not explaining very well, but I'm hoping you're somehow understanding. Can't believe I was going to make this all pink, and look at it now. Red, purple. I do have a lot of pink, I'm not going to say that I don't, but This was not the direction, was it? But I have started a page in a Colour in Heaven. Yeah, in a Colour in Heaven. And that is the kind of pink page that I wanted this to be. Like, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to let this get me down. This can be my pinky red page. And I will do a pink page as well. So these hearts are going to be the lavender. And then I would have to do my shadows. Like that would be shadowed in here. You'd have a bit of shadowing on the collar. Here you've got lines that are sort of indicating shadow a little bit, and hearts. Oh, there's a heart there that I missed. Yeah, I'm definitely outlining the clothes with the Posca. Like, that's where I knew that it was going to be. Sort of, it's got lines there to, hopefully, I believe that's where she was trying to indicate a bit of shadow. I don't know. Sometimes when you've only got a little bit of clothing it's easier, and sometimes it's harder because you can't see the way things are flowing in for the rest of the outfit, if that makes sense. And I'm just going to do the same with the gloves. Obviously, after you've used all the white Posca on this, you will not see the colours as much, because like these black lines will then be white and it will block out some of the purple and so on. These gloves would have looked good in red, because with all the dots on, they're looking a bit like a strawberry. Never mind. Don't need any more red anyway. I've already got unwanted red. And then you've got frilly bits on the glove, so I'm just adding the shadows where I think that would be. Right. I feel like I need to use a grey as well. So just give me a moment while I take a look. Okay, so I have warm grey light number 120, and I'm just going to use this in those darker areas. Like, it might not be hugely visible, but when you're doing white, a little bit can help a lot. Plus it makes those areas a little bit less purple where it's not 100% necessary. And then what I'll do is just smush everything together with white pencil, go over everything with white Posca, and then the clothes will be done as well. And then it'll just be, yeah, almost done. I think I've got quite a lot done today. Like I said, I do want to finish it soon, because I was hoping to get at least 2 videos done this month to sort of make up for the lack of videos that's been going on, like in February not having any. So I was hoping that I could get 2 out this month. I don't know what the other one will be, what book it'll be in or anything, but might just keep it something something quick, or I might start something, or I might pick like a whip to finish, because I said I wanted to complete some of my Kirby whips before I get his new book, so I don't have long left to be able to do that. Like, having at least one of those whips done would be quite nice. Right, so I'm just going to get my white now, give it a bit of a sharpen because it's gone a little bit flat. Try not to do it too much. So now I'm just going to go over it, so every part of this page is actually coloured. But this has a lot of paint on the edges. I was not careful at all, because normally with acrylic paint you can just colour over it, but like I said, because of the shiny nature of the iridescent, it has gone very, very smooth. So that's why the Posca pen is going to be extremely necessary. So it doesn't look like much now, but I'll like it after, because I've done this sort of thing before, so I know after I've used the Posca I'll be much happier. Like, the white Posca pen is like, saves so many pages from looking like a complete disaster. Like I've said before, I don't know what I did before having a white Posca. I mean, I had the, oh my gosh, I can't even remember what it's called, the white gel pen. Yep, can't remember what it's called. Not the Jelly Roll, the other one. Uniball Signo, was that what it was called? I think so. Yeah, I had that anyway. And yeah, half the time it didn't want to put the ink out, so that's when I got a Posca for the first time, and I never looked back. Like, obviously every pen's gonna have their moment where they don't do exactly what you want it to do, but the Posca has the least amount of problems in my experience. I know there's some people that can't get along with Posca but love the gel pens. It seems to be like a Marmite situation. Love it or hate it. And everybody can use what they want. Right, so now I have to do all that white Posca, so I am not going to make you sit through that, am I? So I'll be back in a mo. Okay, so this is how we're looking after all the Posca. It's still a little bit wet at the moment, but I shall lift it up. So this is like all the gloves and that. I just literally went over every black line that there was. I do need to go over that. Where's that purple I used on the hair? That pinky purple? Purple light, that's the one I wanted. I just want to go over this heart here because it was showing, so I went over it, but then I was like, yeah, that needs that purple back on it. So all that I have left now to do is put the glamour dust in. Let me read the colour properly. Celebration Pink. Pink. I'm reading pink, not red. Like, I will never get over that. Like, yeah, I don't believe it. But yeah, so that is literally just going to go over all the background to add glitter. But I need to wait for this Posca to fully dry first. So I will be back after I've done that. I'm just going to put like a thin layer of it all over, except for her. Okay, so now we have our finished page. And yeah, I can't believe I actually did finish it this evening. Let me just take this out. What I have noticed is, you know that iridescent, it looks purple when it's on black. Like you can see, ignore the red, but this purple shimmer, that's what that red iridescent looks like on black. So it's given me an idea for another background where I paint it black and then add some of that on to add a nice effect. But I don't know where I'll do that. I should probably remove this tape. There we go. So glad I used my normal tape and not what I used previously, because this came off nice and smoothly, as it should. Yeah, I will never use that other tape on my pages again. I can't even remember which one it was now, but I think I might have got rid of it. Or I've put it away somewhere. Anyway, it's not here. But yes, so there is a glitter. It's like a goldy glitter, but you also get that iridescence. So that's really nice. I just put one thin layer on because if I built that up, you'd probably start to see the pink as well, and I didn't need that. I like how it is now. Yeah, so may not have turned out exactly how I had first envisioned it, but this ain't bad. And I don't use red very often, so is it a happy accident? I think so. So yes, and I just know, like this one over here, this is snakes, and we're now in the year of the snake, so who knows, that one might get done soon as well. I don't think it'll be my next one in here, but you never know. So I hope you are all doing well, and I hope you are all happily colouring. The weather's warming up, well, it's trying to. Keeps getting a few little kick downs by some frost, but all in all we've had pretty good weather recently, so hopefully spring is around the corner and we'll all start like warming up, if that makes sense, because I do find like we've all been doing winter pages, so it's nice, it'll be nice to start seeing like more colours and yeah, warmth. Like this for me was quite warm for it being winter, like reds and pinks. I think that's why I'm going through a pink sort of phase, because I just need colour. Like it's been grey and blue for far too long. So yeah, hopefully the sun will start shining. But this is England, so yeah, I don't get my hopes up. Just, that's why we do the colouring. Like, that's why I think so many people enjoy colouring, especially when the weather is bad, because you can just stay in, lose sight of the grey, and add colour to brighten up your day. So until next time, take care, goodbye, happy colouring.